Hi, my name is Katrina James. Welcome to the Inside Scoop of Living with Cerebral Palsy, an extension of Silver's speech speaking series. This is a talk show about spreading the awareness of a common disability. Today on our show, we would like to introduce my friend, Kaitlyn Klampert, a college student and National United Miss New England teen.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
thank you so much
Kaitlyn.
for having me. Hello, everyone.
Please tell us a little more about yourself, age, what type of CP you have, etc.
Hi. Okay, so my name is Kaitlyn Klampert. I am 18 years old. I am a freshman at St. John's University in Queens. I am an elementary education major, hoping to be a second grade teacher with a master's in special education. The type of CP I have, I was diagnosed at the age of 3 and I had to learn how to walk all over again. It was mainly through my legs and I had tendons and heel coordinating stretched. And I basically had to learn how to walk all over again. It was definitely a long process. I went through therapy, I went through physical therapy, and thankfully I am cleared from, I've actually been with Shriners Hospital for a very long time. And that was the hospital caretaker that was thankfully basically given my life back. And I'm so thankful for them, and they really helped me just be me now.
Wow, I know exactly where that is. Katrina, how do you know Kaitlyn?
So I managed the copy and print center at Staples in Danbury for 23 years, and her mom and her grandma were one of my favorite customers. And I met Kaitlyn when she was 7, right before she had her last series of surgeries.
Wow, what a cool story.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
Yep. So she's actually went to school with my kids too, my son.
Oh, wow. You grew up in Danbury?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a hometown Danbury, that's my home.
Wow, we're all from Connecticut.
Marcy and I went to elementary school together.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Kayla was one of my first clients as a speech pathologist when I was first out of school, first getting my master's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Kayla was 3 when I started working with her.
That's amazing.
Yeah. This is how it all came about. So we're so excited for you to be part of it.
So thank you for having me. I'm so excited. She was like, we have to get you on. We have to get you on. And I just had to keep looking at my schedule. I was like, college. But I'm going to squeeze it in.
Thanks so much.
All right, Kayla, keep letting it roll.
When did you graduate high school?
I graduated last year. I was class of 2021. So I'm a freshman in college. So I'm a freshman all over again. So I have 5 more years of school left, and then I'm right back in a classroom.
How has your overall school experience been?
As a freshman in college, it's definitely a little stressful. First semester was really easy because it was easing us back in. It was like high school because it was my first time really being in person since COVID. And then getting back into this semester, it's definitely a lot more difficult, but I'm pushing through it. It's definitely a challenge, but that's what college is. So it's really awesome.
What about Kayla, were you referring to her years in elementary school and high school?
Yeah. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah, with having cerebral palsy as a diagnosis, how was your experience?
So it was definitely more in elementary school that really where it affected me. So it was actually a funny story. So my mom actually really fought for me because they wanted me to take a minibus. And I knew I was like, I want to be with the kids. Like, I don't want to be on a minibus. And my mom was like, my brother, all my brothers, I have 2 brothers, Alexander and Matthew. And Alexander was in elementary school with me for 1 year. He was in 5th grade and I was in kindergarten. So my mom was like, he's going to be in 5th grade. She's going on that regular bus. And it was kind of a struggle because they were like, she's too much of a liability. And it's so crazy to me that like kids with disabilities automatically have to be put there. And it's like not necessarily what I needed to be, because I was like, I can handle the regular bus. And I went through, had an IEP and a 504, so that was modifications, and I got pulled out of class. And I also had a physical therapist when I was younger in elementary school come in and actually like take me out of class, and we'd do sessions in the gym, like stretching and things like that.
And how was your experience with other children? It sounds like your mom, I feel like every person we've interviewed, you know, the parent is just the go-getter. Like, we have to, you know, get this done. I have to be the advocate. I have to fight for this. But how is also from a perspective of, you know, peers and them seeing that, and were they asking questions?
Well, I mean, always as a child, you're always staring, you're always judging. Like, I walk with a little limp. Like, I do not walk perfectly. Like, you can obviously say, like, I obviously have something, but I think I grew up with these kids from kindergarten through 12th grade. So by the time we were like second, third, fourth, like where we started to realize like what I had and like what other people have in the world, it's like, oh, okay, like this is what you have. Like, this is a normal thing. But I would say like, it wasn't like, obviously there was the bullying. That was just the general thing that always happens. Even if you don't have a disability, you still figured out a way to get bullied, picked on. It's really bad. And it's just like, I take it with a grain of salt now, especially I have had an experience in college, which is absolutely mind blowing. You guys are full grown adults and making fun of somebody. Like, I take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, you guys are adults, grow up. Like, I get in elementary school and I get in middle school, like the teasing, whatever. But like now it's like, you want to make fun of me? Go ahead. It's not going to bother me. I'm still the confident person I am.
You go, girl.
I know. I love that. No, it's really, you know, you're younger than Kayla, and Kayla had a really, you know, Kayla can tell you, but, you know, her experience versus Katrina's experience were very different. And then you're, you know, of this generation. And the fact that you did go to school K through, you know, you went to school with all the same kids, they were accepting of it. You know, was there anything that stuck in your mind when you were bullied or when you were teased that you can't forget? Like any specific targeted vocabulary?
It's not even really. It was just kids like mocking, and I take it with a grain of salt of like jealousy. It's like I have always been a publicly speaking person since I was kindergarten. It's like I'm talking and I can't shut up. Like, I will talk to you. I will make a conversation with you. I will talk to the teachers. I will talk to anybody. And so a big part of having cerebral palsy, big part of having a disability is self-advocating for yourself. Self-advocating is one of the most important things. And growing up as a child, seeing like all of this unfold, I've self-advocated for myself. I've stood up for myself and said, like, this is what I have. Like, you want to make fun of it? Go ahead. But as a child, and especially now as an adult, advocating is so important. And I think that's a life lesson that I, as a teacher, want to take into the classroom, no matter how young. I want to teach them that you need to stick up for yourself, because your parents are not always going to be there for you. Whoever your guardian is, they're not always going to be there for you. Self-advocating is 100% one of the most important life skills today.
Wow, that's such a great message.
Yeah. So I've watched Kaitlyn do all of her, I only seen one in person, but all of her beauty pageants. Yes. I was blessed to go up in person the last time when she had to hand over her crown.
I found my title.
To the next person. But so how many have you won?
So I think I've been a state title holder, I think a total of 7 times throughout different systems. But this year I'm going back with IUM. IUM is just such an important system to me, their values, their everything. And having a disability, like getting on that stage, I had to talk to the directors and say, I wear flats, like heels are not my thing. Like I cannot walk in them. Am I going to get points off for wearing flats? Like, is that okay? And they were like, absolutely not. Like the judges priority, no. And it's just so accepting. It's like pageants are so much fun. They build so many building blocks for so many people. And something I absolutely loved doing, I did it I want to say I did it in 2019. It's something called Miss Amazing. It was a pageant for kids with special needs. And being a volunteer, I had to take care of this little girl, and she had Down syndrome. And it was just the sweetest thing ever, getting to talk to her. Like, yes, she was all over the place, and because she was 5 and she was all over the place running. And I was like, I love you. Like, like I have to run everywhere. But it was truly just like an amazing experience seeing all these kids get up and get on that stage and perform. It's pageantry has come such a long way. I've been doing it for 7 years now. And it has just truly been an experience to not only watch, judge, and compete in. It's just truly amazing.
Wow. That sounds it.
Mm. Kayla, when we
Are stairs
close, would
difficult for you?
What was that?
Are stairs difficult for you?
No. So learning like eventually, like when I had my surgery, stairs were definitely difficult for me. I did not handle stairs for a very long time. I had to walk on a walker. I basically had to learn how to walk all over again. But stairs to me today, no. I do get out of breath because I need to get more in shape, but I think stairs are definitely not difficult for me.
That's a good thing.
How did your interest in pageants arise?
So pageants for me, I actually got a letter in the mail when I was 13, 12. And it was like, you've been selected to come interview and be a NAM finalist. And I was like, what's this about? And I was like, sure, we can try it. Had no clue what I was doing going into this. I was like, sure, let's put on a pretty dress. It's so funny, dress shopping for the first time. I actually ended up getting a wedding dress that we turned into a pageant dress. It was the funniest experience ever. We had no clue what we were doing. We went on it blindfolded. So getting from NAM, going from being a 12, being a preteen, starting out, not having no clue, and placed third runner-up in photogenic, and that was it. And I thought that was the biggest accomplishment now. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I got a trophy. It was the coolest thing. And my mom really was like, oh yeah, it's just a one-time thing. 7 years later, I'm still doing them. And it's just an amazing experience. Anybody that can compete should, because it's truly amazing.
She has the best momager, by the way.
Yes. My mom has always been there. Like, she is the momager. Like, she will take charge. Like, she goes dress shopping with me. And she sees it all happen. She used to do my hair and makeup. That doesn't happen anymore because I'll yell at her. Mm-hmm. So we have someone else do hair and makeup. But other than that, like, my mom is the best.
Wow. How does the pageants work? Is there categories? I'm not really familiar.
So the system I compete in is called a scholarship pageant, and the system is international unitedness. So the internationals, this is, we have to do evening gown, which is an evening gown of your choice, full floor length, any gown you want. You can literally wear anything, whatever you feel comfortable and confident in, that's what you wear. Then is fun fashion. So that's any sort of clothing, like a cape, a skirt, an overskirt, just a jumpsuit, like whatever you want to rock the runway in and you feel confident in. Then comes to my favorite part of the competition is interview and introduction. So interview is 50% of your score. Interview just basically decides the winner. And interview, I flourish at. I absolutely love talking to the judges. And then interview is a 45 to 60-second introduction where you introduce yourself, you talk about yourself, talk about your interests, talk about your minors, majors, like whatever you want to put in that time frame.
Wow. Mm-hmm. We just interviewed this girl from California, Beth, and she is also such a great public speaker. So I just feel like, despite everybody's superpowers, right? Or, abilities or whatever we want to call them, or we don't want to call them disabilities because you've actually, overcome so much, right? It really is amazing the confidence that comes out of having an area that needs improvement.
Exactly. I talk about cerebral palsy in my introduction. And it's actually so funny that you say what you just said, is because one day I was driving home and I saw this sign. It said disability with the disc crossed. And I really took that into my platform. And a judge asked me, she goes, so tell me about like what you do and like how you advocate for kids. I said, kids, anybody in general, you have a disability, that's not what you have. You cross out that dis and you turn it into an ability, because everyone is human and everyone is different in their own special way. And no matter what you do, if you set your mind to something, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So true.
I mean, as a speech pathologist, you know, doing these interviews, you know, I'm learning every day, every time we do these. And it just helps me as a therapist, but also to convey to parents, you know, that this is temporary, you know, like whatever the frustration is, or, you know, what you're dealing with, it's temporary, because so much evolves from what you've all been through. So it's just such a pleasure to have you here. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Do you find it hard to put makeup on?
Do I see? I could say, like, with my skin always has issues, but it's very difficult to get the nicks and crannies and everything like that. So I wouldn't say makeup's too hard. I'm not good at it. That's why I have professionals do it. But yeah.
I move and make faces a lot when anyone does my makeup and nails.
When anybody does your hair and makeup and nails. Yes, they definitely, all hair and makeup artists are trained like that. So they're definitely very accommodating. Like, something I love about pageants is the volunteer aspect of it all, because I've done a lot of things for Shriners hospitals. I actually held a chili cook-off fundraiser for Shriners, and it was a very exciting moment. I've done things with Shriners for like toys for kids and things like that. And with COVID being over, I really hope I get the opportunity to go into the hospital and like see and visit and read to kids, because that's what I love doing. That's why I also want to become a teacher. So pageants have given me so much more than like the confidence they get on stage, but it's given me so many volunteer opportunities. I have over 800 hours of community service, and that was just in 1 year. Probably by now I probably have over 1,000 hours, and it's just so fun to give back to a community that has given me so much.
Wow. Well, you could probably give us some insight, because we want to do a fundraiser in October for, you know, for cerebral palsy. So we'll reach out to you,
of course,
and see if you're interested.
Yeah, World CP Day is October 6th.
Awesome.
I got another question.
I want to relax for them, but it's hard for me to. Do you guys feel like that too?
What was that?
I mean, I want to relax for them, but it's hard for me to. Do you guys feel like that too?
Me personally, I don't have that, but I know a lot of other people that do.
Are you talking about Katrina? Do you move to be calm when makeup is on? I barely wear makeup. When I have it on, I feel really like I need to get it off my face.
In college, like, I started to put makeup on like every day, and I was like, I'm going like this. I was like, save that for later or when I go out.
Everybody, Kaitlyn has a boyfriend now.
Yeah.
I got to meet him at the last pageant.
That's a lot.
Say it again.
I flinch a lot.
Oh, she flipped.
Gotcha.
I can imagine. And, even when somebody's putting it on my, in my eyes, or I'm always like, they're like, keep your eye open. And I can't either. So
Yeah, when they do like mascara or like put eyelashes on, it's like, I'm trying not to blink.
and the under the eye, and yeah.
So tell us how much it is going to cost you to do this pageant coming up in Myrtle Beach.
Okay, so it used to be in New Jersey, so it was a lot more cost effective. So we have to fly, which is a lot. So pageants are like a sport. I say like my brothers did baseball, basketball, whatever they did, and that was their sport. My sport is pageants, and for me to get to internationals, it's going to be around $6,000. I know that sounds like a crazy amount, but that factors in wardrobe, hotel, hair and makeup, food, and other things that I do at the pageant. So it adds up. But like I said, I do these once a summer, and I'm lucky enough to have sponsors all around the world. And I reach out and I try to get sponsors. And the community is really great when it comes to those kind of things, because they're always like, wow, this girl has an amazing story and she's done all of this. Like, let's sponsor her.
Wow. That's impressive.
I wear leg braces and have had a hard time finding pretty dress shoes for them. Do you wear leg braces?
So I actually used to wear leg braces from age, I want to say 3 or 4, to when I had my surgery, then to a little after. I'm not too sure when I stopped wearing them, but I did wear them for a long period of time. I think my favorite part about wearing leg braces was, of course, picking out like the butterflies or like the pink color. I think that was my favorite part about it. And wearing leg braces was definitely sometimes a pain, but it was definitely a process. And I know that although it was a pain, it did help me in the long run.
What was I going to ask you? So you got diagnosed at 3.
Yes.
Of cerebral palsy. So yeah, so tell me, what was the like, you were a late walker, or?
I think I don't really remember. It's kind of funny, but I know I was a late walker, and they thought it was, I forgot what they thought it was, but they thought it was something totally different. They just thought I was just mentally delayed. And they were like, oh, like she'll get there. And my mom realized like, it's not happening. Like there's no improvements. And then she finally took me to a specialist. And then I think we ended up meeting with one of my all-time favorite doctors of all time. Shout out to Dr. Mack. He was the one, I'm pretty sure he was the one that walked us through everything. I was younger, so I don't really remember. And then introduced us to like Shriners, and then we went from there.
Is he a pediatrician, or Dr. Mack is a neurologist, or?
I don't know the specifics, but I do know he does work with children. So I want to say pediatrician, but he works like specifically with like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm so curious.
Because he performed my surgery.
Okay.
Orthopedic surgeon.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fascinating because, I get kids very young, and sometimes obviously I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose. I'm just a therapist, but I can describe behaviors or describe what's happening. And there are times where I'm like, this child is definitely presenting as if they have cerebral palsy. Again, I can't diagnose, that I can describe. And so, I'm interested to, understand more of what your 3-year-old profile looked like.
Yeah, they basically said like I was delayed at walking, and I think I had trouble with speech. I know I did go through speech.
Okay. Yeah. I'd love to see videos of when you were little.
Oh, I could definitely ask my mother. There's definitely
that would be awesome.
Thousands.
Yeah, no, because it's really beautiful to see the progression, and the improvement, and, especially as a speech therapist, like if you had speech, where your speech was then to now. Even Kayla, when I think of when I first started working with her, and now she really projects her voice, and speaks, but also, the computer she was using before would break down all the time, and now she's able to, type away. So it's just fascinating. So yeah, we would love that.
Yes, I could definitely ask my mother. She'll probably send you a lot of embarrassing pictures.
She definitely will.
Especially she'll send them to you, and you know that.
I don't always enjoy leg braces.
I 100% agree with you. I did not like them at all. I actually had my 5th grade birthday party, and it was a horse birthday party, and my mom actually bought a horse to bring, and I got to ride it. And I said, Mom, I don't want to wear my leg braces. Like, I want to wear them. So she actually took my sneakers and took my leg braces and covered them with like cowboy boot material, so it didn't look like I had them on.
No.
I ride horses.
Really? That's awesome. I love that.
Help me. They help you, Kayla? Yep.
That's good. That's awesome.
Wow. We have a pageant star, we have a horseback rider, and a skier all on here right now. Because Katrina's a skier. We used to ski together in high school.
That's awesome.
So that's like a very diverse group, which is awesome. All right.
It's like thinking I had trouble, it's like thinking I had trouble with like speech back then. It's like now, like public speaking, I absolutely love to do. So it's so crazy to me that like thinking back that how much I struggled with it, and now I'm here today. It's like, wow. It's like the process, like the overlap. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. And, I get that question. I see the children so young, and the families have so many questions. And the one question is like, when are they going to talk? Are they going to speak normal? Are they going to speak like everybody else? And, it's like, I don't have the answer. I don't know, maybe, or let's get there. It's like, I always say, like, I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying that it's never going to happen, so it's remarkable.
So Kaitlyn, my favorite, I don't know if it was your introduction, the favorite one that I did was the one you did on ability. Do you remember that one that you did?
Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. I'm pulling up my notes. I have them all in my notes.
I would love for you to share that with Marcy and Kayla, like one of your lines from your pageant.
Yes. Okay. This is one from 2019. It goes, I am ambitious as a high school honor student, compassionate as a Ronald McDonald House volunteer, and determined as a Girl Scout cadet working towards her gold award. Born with cerebral palsy, I live life as we all should, limitlessly. As an ambassador for Shriners Hospital, I advocate for those with diagnosed disabilities, although I truly believe that the only disability that exists is the inability to see ability. Aside from my ambition to step into the courtroom as an entertainment attorney, my life's mission is to share my story, so you will know and understand that what makes you different is what makes you beautiful. Thankful to represent Danbury, Connecticut with the ability to achieve my dreams. I am Kaitlyn Klampert.
Wow.
And obviously that's my old intro because I did change my major.
Well, listen, you never know, right? You could be a teacher and then be like, all right, next career. That's a really good way to sum up this interview. I think that's a really great way to end things. Wow.
Well, we thank you for having us, and we're going to,
thank you so much.
Kayla and I are going to work on trying to get a fundraiser together for your pageant. Kayla and I will work on that.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll probably be something with GoFundMe, so I'll have to contact you with the information so you can put your bank information in, Kaitlyn, because to do other fundraisers, it takes so long to kind of get things off the ground. So, but Kayla is amazing at writing and all of that. So I think I'm going to leave it up to Kayla to do it, and then we'll put it together and contact you, and we will share the heck out of it.
Awesome. That'd be amazing.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
That was so impressive. I wish you so much joy and
thank you.
I wish it was local or in New Jersey, because we would come and be in your cheering section.
I know.
Wow.
She had the biggest cheering section, by the way, at the last
I
pageant.
did.
That's amazing.
My section was like everybody. I was like, oh my gosh.
I think she had like 50 people and everybody else had like 3 or 4.
Wow. Well, good luck with all your schoolwork, and thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great.